Hey Gemini, this is your tarot for the month of April for 2021. And the way I like to do this is I usually start with the vision or visions and then go to tarot from there and then oracle cards. Last month it was opposite, but this time I'm doing tarot first and then oracle. So the vision I got for you in my meditation time for you was that it's almost like being in a swamp situation. And I'm not saying it's you necessarily, but just this concept of in a swamp. And the idea that like you're trying to like have a footpath as you're walking through. And it's almost like marshlands, like, I don't know, like swampy, whatever. And you're trying to walk through, but as you're walking through, you're like pulling back the leaves and pulling back tree stuff like that's more closer to your face, as if that's going to affect your footpath. So, and usually it's like stuff that's just hanging down, so it wouldn't necessarily affect your footpath, but it's just that disconnect, that concept that to affect your feet, which is lower to the ground, you're pulling things that are higher up that might not even have anything to do with it. So I don't know, that's what so far is what I'm getting from that, but we'll see what the cards say too. But yeah, so let's get started. This is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Oops. Chakra Wisdom Tarot. And yeah, so I don't read reversals, so. For some reason I decided to start shuffling like this right now in your video. I don't know why. I don't really, my hands usually are too small for Spirit Guide Universe. What do you have for Geminis for the month of April? What message does Gemini need to hear, especially in regards to the vision that I got for them for the month of April? What does Gemini need to hear? What message does Gemini need to hear for the month of April? I'm weird about getting. I think, yeah, we're just gonna go out like that. 4 cards, let's say. So right off the bat, you got Death, Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and 7 of Swords. Let me move the rest of these cards so they don't make a shadow. Okay. So the Death card, it's dying of a situation, a time, something, you know, one phase is dying and another is coming up. You might be in the process of that right now. One thing I see, like there's the light right there and everything. So this concept of, I feel like for some of you, whatever phase is dying out right now, whatever phase or whatever feeling you feel in regards to this card, for some of you, it's a situation where you feel like you're shining so bright right now and things are going so good in the path you're on or the element that you're working in that you don't want it to end. But the focus is like how you feel like it's like finally working and you're afraid that the next phase, it's not going to be like this. Or it's going to be something unknown, like they're not facing each other. So it's going to be foreign and it's going to be something you don't have as much control over. At least that's what you're afraid of. The Ace of Wands is a new opportunity, could be a creative opportunity, passionate, could be a relationship situation. But in general, I feel like this is like you're trying to take the control. You're coming to this place to where you're going to have this option, this opportunity to take control in this situation. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's really a matter of knowing when to do what and to listen to your instincts and your intuition, and even patience in general, to know that everything has a season, everything has a time. It's a 10, so it's a matter of it's completion. It is completion, but sometimes what you might think is completion doesn't look like completion in the moment, and altogether though, the whole picture is completion, but what you have right there might not look like completion. And that's kind of similar to this. It's like you're seeing what you have right here, but it might not look like the full completion of the big picture. Like, part of death isn't just the element of dying. Part of death is the death and then the rebirth, or the newness of the new life coming in now that there's room. And so a lot of that is a matter of knowing that on one side it might look darker, one place it might be kind of like the swamp. Like, it's like, okay, well, you're moving stuff in the near your face, expecting it to affect the ground and your footpath, but it might not. It's okay if it doesn't, but don't expect it. Don't do one thing and expect it to be the full picture. Don't see this and expect that you already know what the future holds for the new phase, because you really don't know. Just because you have the control right now, just because you're coming into this place, part of coming into that place is also coming into the responsibility of trusting that the end of one cycle does not mean it's the end. It's a new beginning, ultimately. And that's how you keep your energy. You keep your energy to be able to go to the new beginnings by seeing the positive, by seeing the blessing, by seeing the opportunity coming rather than the destruction. Because if she focuses on the negative so much, then by the time the new is there, she won't have the energy, or there won't be the energy in your life if you focused on the death of something so much to nurture it and bring it to fruition. So, and even this, like, she's holding this up, like it's a matter of almost juggling. I know this isn't the juggling card. It's not the Two of Pentacles, but that's kind of how it is. It's sometimes with time you're juggling things, or you have to have faith that you don't see the full picture. I mean, even if she looks up at what she's juggling, she'll only see based off her perspective. So she'll see that first and that, and maybe these will be in different viewpoints that she won't see it at the same time. So it's really a matter of, just because you're juggling doesn't mean you're seeing everything. And then Seven of Swords, that some people take it as a thief card, like, let me go swoop in and get this, even though it's not rightfully mine. But some people also, and I am one of those people, like to take it more as a, I'm going to do this in my own power. It doesn't matter if I'm being backed up or not. I'm going to do this and I'm going to move forward, and I don't need to wait for anybody else anymore. So I really feel like this whole energy is, let me get this done. Let me take care of this. I know what I'm working with. I know what I've got. Let me do this in my own power. But again, the message I'm getting in this for a lot of you is, you need to remember you do not see the full picture. It doesn't mean that what you're seeing is wrong, because what you're seeing may be very right. But let me see. This is Death, Wands. So Wands, creative, opportunity, passion. Again, it's a... and then Swords, so mental. So yeah, you're juggling in your mentality right now, mental communication, juggling with all that with your actions, like trying to make it and being like, okay, well, I see everything, I got everything, let's go, let's do this. And it's really a matter of remembering that just because what you see is correct, it doesn't mean it's the full picture, and it doesn't mean it's giving you the full information to make those moves, especially if you're making the move in the heart of, I can see everything and I can just go by myself. Because you might be able to go by yourself, but yeah, with this card, these cards, I'm just feeling right now for a lot of you, this is a situation where some of you might have been cocky with the Ace of Wands. Like, you might be holding this power or about to hold it, and it's like, are you operating because of holding that power and being like, oh, I got everything, I'm good now? Or are you operating with the responsibility that it takes to have that power and saying, okay, I'm going to use this wisely. I'm not going to jump to conclusions, and I have this power, but all the more reason I need to find out all the information first, because I do not want to destroy something. Like, I don't want to. It's funny too, because what's flanking on the outside is purple, is third eye, and then this is heart chakra, and then this is root chakra. And the root is like the, okay, I got this. Like, this is like, it's your like, not your id, but like, is it your id? I always get it mixed up. But it's like your ego. It's like, okay, I got this. We got this. We're good. We're good. We're good. And so much pride in there. And that can be really great, but you need to have the responsibility behind that pride. You have to act with that of the, I understand that there's a new cycle coming up and it might not look like what I think it might look like. And it might not be all about this moment of me shining. Just because this moment is ending doesn't mean that this whole picture looks the way it's supposed to. I believe it looks. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I'm getting. There's other pictures and things in these, but I really feel like this is the biggest part. Also, some of you, you're doing this whole thing of, okay, I'm going to move and I'm just going to do my thing and it doesn't matter, because you're between two decisions and you feel like you've been put on the spot. So you feel like you've been put on the spot. You're in the center and you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this and it doesn't matter. I don't need anyone's blessing because you've put me on the spot and I don't feel like I have a choice and I'm just going to do this. So that's like the mentality that some of you are coming with in this. But your heart just wants to carry it all. You want to carry it all. You want to hold this all, but you don't understand that sometimes when you're holding it, especially as you're holding it, if you look up and it's above your head like this, you only see some things at once. You don't see everything always. It's like in different times, just because this is happening in this time and this happened before doesn't mean that the future looks like this, or it doesn't mean like the whole picture, it's all gonna crash and fall, or the crash and fall looks like what you're thinking. It doesn't mean any of that. Okay, I think we're good on those cards. Let's see. Let me put these back real quick. I'm saving these out just in case. Let's start with this, but I feel like, yeah, you have a very straightforward message today. At least I'm not saying about me, I'm saying in general, like the energy just feels really straightforward. Like, here, get this, take it. Like, I got to use, hold on, I'll show you. Give me a sec. I got to use this deck, which I'll do it at the end, but yeah, I have a feeling, yeah, everything's very straightforward. And Spirit, God, Universe, what messages do you have for Gemini in regards to the vision and the messages so far for the month of April? Messages for the month of April for Gemini in regards to the vision and messages so far. Okay. Let's just do 3. Or, I mean, let's just do 1, actually. Yeah. These cards are crazy. I usually don't use these for other people a lot because they can go in depth and not as a side reading. Maybe as a main, but I'll put it down. Hopefully you can see that. I'll try to maybe put it up, but then I can't see it, so I'll just put it down. Again, it's a cycle. She's looking at them, this is looking at them, this is looking at that. Like, it's a whole cycle of different things happening at different times. Like, the kid might think they're the only ones, but guess what? Then there's these two, and then there's this, and like, everything happens at different times. And give back, it says. So it's really a matter of like, not only taking from one place, like one timeline, like that picture. Oh my gosh, what? Sorry, the phone's ringing. My music went off and my phone's ringing. So sorry about that. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So is this the one? Yeah. With this, the Wheel of Fortune and everything having its time and everything, it's really, there's an element of if you take from one place, so say you're just like, okay, well, this and this happens this time and this happens that time. When you have that mentality about stuff that you know exactly what's happening and just that picture is good enough for you, then it's almost like you're taking from that. Whereas the giving back is like trusting that it's a full cycle. So that way you can actually hold everything up and trust that it all comes together. I don't know. That's just what I feel from it. I know that's like kind of like a weird message in that, but I just feel like this whole circle here, and there's like the lights here, and the lights light up her face, which does this, which does this. Like it fully, like all the energies go. It's like this cycle. So if you operate in a, I know what I'm doing, and this is all that's going to happen in this area, and you're just taking from that, and you're taking that, and like, I need the control. This is all about me. Then you're not allowing things to light you up, to grow you, to show you. You're not allowing yourself to say, okay, there's more to this than what I already know, and so let me receive more information. You're not coming with a, when you go in this, you're not, coming with a receptive heart of, I may not know everything. Whereas this is like almost like in a surrendering heart. And in that surrendering heart, if I may not know everything, you're able to actually be more loving to your situation and give things the time that they need and the trust that they need to grow and to be more than just the picture that you see. I hope that makes sense. So as you look at the good and you look at different things and you trust that you don't only see the picture that you see, but that's not all it is. You give things the time and the space they need to grow and be more than what you would have expected had you just been like, well, this is all I see right in front of me. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. And then, let's pull this card. There's obscenities in these cards, so I don't know how it works yet with the monetizing or not, but I'm just not going to read them out loud if they have them. But I got that I'm to use these with you. But if they don't have them, they don't have them. So, but messages, oh wait, why am I going this way? Well, yeah, they're both the same way. Actually, let's just go this way, that way. Wait, no. What messages for, not Libra, oh my gosh. For Gemini, sorry about that. For the month of April. What message does Gemini need to hear for the month of April in regards to what we've seen so far? What you're showing so far, Spirit, God, Universe. Messages for the month of April for Geminis. Oh my gosh, these are super slippery right now. Oh, there we go. Oh. I'm not looking at these right now. I'm just feeling like my eyes looking up right now. Let's put this here, this here, this here. Oh, hold on. Vulnerability, there you go. So vulnerability is that hot. Hot as bleak, right? And when you're in this place of, I know everything, I got everything, and I have all the power, then you're not in a place to receive and to be able to say there's more than what meets the eye and there's more than just what I have. So you become vulnerable as you start trusting that you can gain more and you can benefit from the view or the actions or whatever, the help of others. Figure crap out on your own. Yeah. So it's saying be vulnerable, but it's also saying figure it out. So it's like, instead of saying, okay, well, this negative is happening here and that's happening here. Like for some of you, it's between these two. You struggle between saying, okay, I want to be vulnerable. And you struggle between like, okay, I got to figure it out. I got to do everything myself. And so for some of you, that's the situation. But regardless, it's make it rain. So it's like, hold on. I just see something here. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is just part of the cycle. This is what it's showing. It's saying, and these two, you're going into the ego place and saying, okay, be vulnerable so that when you come here, you actually have this ability to, you have the responsibility and the respect for the position you're in order to have respect over what you control and what the decisions you make. But then it's saying between these two, you need to figure it out. You need to look at the whole picture, know what you're coming with as not just the power, but the responsibility that comes with the power. And then figure it out, look at the whole picture, and always know that you're not seeing everything. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like for some of you, this figure out on your own is really a matter of you're trying to make decisions based off of feelings and angers and ideas of like what other people are bringing to the table, yet you're only seeing that moment. So it's almost like some of you are in this rut of, well, I know what I see, and you know, actions speak louder than words, and this isn't working. So, but the thing is if your decision is based on what the other person is doing, then you're basing your actions on the other person rather than just saying, okay, what do I want? Where am I? Is this for me? Like, has this ever been for me? Like, there's an element of that, of instead of just being dependent on, okay, well, if you straighten up, then I'm going to be okay. Really being like, where do I actually stand in this? Like, can I hold my end of the bargain? Can I actually say that if this person straightens up, that I'm actually going to be strong enough in my own standing with the power and this attitude of where I've been through to be like, oh, I'm actually going to be okay. You know what I mean? It's a matter of figuring yourself out instead of just figuring yourself out in response to the other person. And then this, it's like, let me get it myself. I'm going to do this all myself, and like that. And the money. So some of you might be dealing with money aspects in that of like, well, you know what? You've taken too long. You haven't done this, you know, like it really feels like this is all pretty relational for most of you. And it's been coming to a place to where you've been holding back. And as you hold back and you decide to be cocky and lose your vulnerability, then you also you start blocking the blessings and blocking things that are trying to come your way and lighten up and heal your situation. So you kind of start blocking that healing is what I'm getting when you go into this space. So really this is the answer. This, and this is just explaining that. But I mean, some of you may need to get your stuff together. You may need to get your finances straight, like not just because of the other person or because you need to do this, but literally because you need to be able to feel responsible in yourself that you are a dependable person in yourself. You might have to bring up your own self-worth. So instead of just moving the tree, swamp, whatever, leaves and stuff and thinking it's going to affect the ground, no, you're doing your part. But you might also need to try to clear a path on the ground whenever you're there. But know what you're capable of and what's needed from you instead of just thinking that it's all the same. You know what I mean? Like, instead of thinking it's all the same as far as what you're willing to do for the other person, really start seeing like, no, even if it was another person or a different situation, would you be willing to do that? Is that where you are? You know, like actually ask yourself where your healing is. I hope that resonated. That was a bit, I don't know, I'd say cryptic, but sometimes those are the readings I get for Geminis. Gemini's readings are crazy. Sorry. No offense. I'm a Virgo, so ruled by Mercury. So a lot of it times I can actually really understand it and get it. But Gemini readings, like, they're so almost like layers in an onion. And I'm really glad, like, if that's what you guys can receive and that's what works for you guys, that's awesome. And I'm excited for you on that and maybe envy you a little bit. But anyways, yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, let me know what worked, what resonated for you. As always, my intention is that you receive this when you're going to receive it, and things are fluid, time's fluid, things change. There might be some parts of the reading that resonated more than others. You know, take what resonated, leave the rest. But yeah, I hope that helped you guys, and I will see you next time.